Hey, beautiful people. Welcome back to Sensible Decor. Thank you for stopping by my channel. If you're new to my channel, I thank you. I welcome you. I ask that you hit that subscription button. And if you like what you see, feel free to give it a thumbs up. Hit the notification button so you'll be notified when I drop new videos. If you are a subscriber, I say welcome back, and thank you. So, and to you also, if you like the content of this video, hit the subscription button. It helps me with my channel, and so I appreciate you. So today I am coming to you with the Decor DIY, and so this is going to be a simple, easy centerpiece idea that you can use for multiple occasions. You can use it for just regular home decor. You can use it for baby showers. You can use it for weddings, receptions, table decor, for special dinners or whatever. But it is so versatile, but it's quick, budget friendly, and it's easy. Now we're going to be using 3 of these jar candles from the Dollar Tree. And I have taped off my jar, as you can see, so that I can glitter it. We're also going to be using these tea light holders. Okay, we're gonna need 3 of those. Some Mod Podge, I have a small cup of that. And I'm going to be using today the Recollections glitter from Michaels, and this is sky blue. All right, I'm also going to be using a little bit of liquid fusion. Also some bling wrap. Now I got this bling wrap from Amazon, very pretty. You can use the color of your choice, but some bling wrap. Some flowers, got these from Dollar Tree as well, and a glue gun, scissors. I'm going to go ahead, put the Mod Podge onto my jar and add my glitter. I do have down some catch paper just to catch any falling glitter so that I can reuse it for a later time. And I'm just applying the Mod Podge to the glass areas, but I'm being sure to overlap the tape. Mod Podge dries pretty quick, so you do want to move right along. Just going to take and liberally apply the glitter to all 4 sides, top and bottom, everywhere that we applied Mod Podge to, everywhere that we would like glitter to be. Remember to put your catch paper down because you will definitely be able to reuse that glitter, and it goes a long way. Place it to the side, and again, reclaim your glitter. So that's pretty much the glitter process. You're gonna Mod Podge, glitter, let your piece dry, and repeat with a second or even a third application depending upon the coverage that you want. So now I'm gonna move on to my tea light here, and I'm gonna do just the same thing. I'm gonna Mod Podge, I'm adding the glitter. After I get everything glittered here, I'm going to set this to the side, let it dry for about 45 minutes or so. And then I will repeat the process and add that second coat of glitter. Now, once everything is glittered, we'll move on to sealing the glitter, which is basically going to be using the Mod Podge to seal, but no glitter. And so as you can see, I have got my piece totally glittered, and it looks pretty good. I'm going to set it to the side and just let that dry before moving on. And now don't forget to reclaim your glitter. I don't lose a drop. I try not to lose too much. So you can see here, we're going to go ahead and seal. So at this point, I have applied my second and third coat, which in this case, I only did 2 coats. But now I'm going to apply a seal coat of Mod Podge. So I'm just going over my piece and making sure to get Mod Podge all over, anywhere that there's glitter. And you want this to be kind of thick, not too thick, but you want it to be even. And you do want to make sure that all of the glitter is covered. And the purpose of this is so that you don't have glitter left behind, you know, after you handled your piece. So I'm just carefully going in with my brush and adding some Mod Podge there. And you can see that it's a little thick in some spots. But don't worry, at the end, I'm just going to come back and take off the excess. And I am overlapping the tape. Now, I'm not completely trying to cover the tape. But as you can see, you know, in some spots, it's okay if you overlap the tape, because we're going to take care of that once we take off the excess Mod Podge. Now, you may notice I did not glitter the bottom on camera. I went back at some point and added glitter to the bottom in the exact same way. I added some Mod Podge to the bottom, glittered it, and I did 2 coats of that. It was just easier for me to do the bottom kind of after my piece had dried, so I didn't have to worry about setting it down or, you know, getting Mod Podge and whatnot everywhere. But we do want to make sure that it's completely sealed so that no glitter is left behind. And now while this Mod Podge is still wet, we're going to pull our tape. So moving to the next step, you're going to see that I'm going to pull that tape off. But I want to try to get any excess Mod Podge. I don't want it just saturated, totally saturated. But I do want a good coverage. And I'm just going back because I kind of feel like it's a little bit more Mod Podge than I want. And what will happen is if you have just too much Mod Podge, it will take a long time to dry. And even after it's dry, you may see some white spots, which I believe is just, you know, an excess of Mod Podge. So I'm carefully just going back and trying to take some of it off. And here we're going to pull the tape. Now this you want to do slowly, but you want to pull the tape away from you. And you want to kind of have some pressure, you know, some resistance. But you want to try to be as careful as possible so that you don't disturb the glitter. Now, if you should make a mistake, we're going to be covering our lines with the bling wrap, so don't worry too much. But we want the lines to be as clear as possible. And as you can see, the tape came off pretty smoothly. And now I'm just going to remove that tape from the top part of my jar. And what I did do is I did kind of fold my tape back on itself so that I had me a little pull tab to begin pulling. But it comes off pretty easy. You just kind of want to be careful so that you don't disturb the glitter and mess up your lines. You see how clear those lines are? Pretty good. And so this is the seal coat for the tea light. Exactly the same thing. It's sped up. And I'm just giving it a good coverage of the Mod Podge from all the way top to bottom. Taking off any excess. And you'll see here in a minute that I'm going to get smart because it's kind of hard to handle this. But I'm going to get smart and I'm going to go ahead and set this tea light down. Because I couldn't figure out how to hold it without getting Mod Podge all over my hands. And so sometimes it takes me a little bit longer to get smart. But I got smart. And I went ahead and set it down. And just got the Mod Podge fully covered over the tea light. Once I have the tea light totally covered and all of my excess Mod Podge off, I'm going to set this to the side and let it dry. Again, 45 minutes to an hour, you want it completely dry. Now, I just added some footage just to show you quickly the flowers. I basically just took my stem cutters, long nose pliers, and I cut the stems away from each other to make individual flowers. And then I'm just going to kind of create bouquets out of the flowers. And I didn't have a lot of blue, so I had to kind of stretch my blue. But what I'm doing is I'm kind of wrapping a blue, a white, couple blues, couple whites, just to make some cute little bouquets. And you just take those stems and wrap them around each other and fluff the flowers out until you get the look that you're looking for. And again, you can use whatever color flowers that you like. And now we're going to move on to my bling wrap. And so I got this bling wrap from Amazon. I'll leave a link in my description box. It's very pretty. It's a blue and a silver. And I just went in and I cut some pieces to go around different parts of my jar. And as you can see on the one that's already finished, I did use a strip to go around the top of the jar, trying to cover up where the lid goes. And then I have two longer strips, one to go at the bottom of that row and one to go at the top to kind of create like a border. And I'm going to use some liquid fusion and my hot gun to apply this. So right now I'm just kind of playing with it just to make sure that it's going to lay right, that I cut it long enough. And I come in with my liquid fusion and begin to just bling wrap the different places. Now I do start with a little bit of hot glue. I really don't like using the hot glue because if you put the hot glue on the glitter, it will melt. And if you need to lift it for any reason because you misplaced it or you don't have it on there right, it will pull your glitter off. So I try to use my liquid fusion, but I do need some hot glue in a couple spots just to get it started, to give me a little tight hold as I work with it. But I prefer to use the liquid fusion. And so I'm just going around with my bling wrap and I'm putting that at the bottom of my glitter for the top row. And then I'm going to come in and do the same on that bottom half of it. Kind of just creating a border between the glitter and letting some of the glass show through. I didn't really want to cover the complete jar. Just wanted to give it a little bit of character. But if you don't have liquid fusion, any type of bonding glue would work. And again, if you want to use the hot gun, that's fine. Just be careful because when you apply that hot glue to your glitter, if you should pull on it, it's going to pull that glitter right off. And so I really used the hot glue just on the corners where I wanted it to really seal so that I could move on. Now I'm just cutting off a little bit of the excess. I'm trying to get it to lay as flat as possible. And you can see the one that's laying next to it. That's the look that I'm trying to achieve. And I did the other pieces off camera, but I did them exactly the same way. Starting off with a little bit of the hot glue and then pretty much using that liquid fusion all the way around, coming in with a little bit of hot glue every now and then, just so that my bling wrap doesn't move as I'm trying to get the jar wrapped. But this overall was just a really fun DIY for me. I like the versatility in this, and I'm going to try to show you at the end a couple different ways that you can use this. You can use the pieces separately or individually. Now, my tea light, I was going to originally glue that to the bottom of all three pieces. But as I was working with it, I realized that it absolutely fit in there perfectly. And I really didn't have to glue it, making it permanent. And that way I could use my candle holders in a couple different ways. But here I'm coming to the end of this. I have wrapped the top. Again, I want to cover up where the you know, the lid would screw on there, so it really doesn't look like a jar and you can't see those grooves in there for the lid. And that's pretty much it. Just touching up some spots where it didn't really stick, or I needed a little bit more glue. Just trying to get a tight hold. Not too worried about it up there because it's going to be covered with flowers. But just going back and touching it up. But that's the finished product there. It's all glued. So now I'm just going to go and add a string of the bling wrap around my tea light holders. I did use hot glue for this just because I wasn't worried so much about having to lift it and tearing up the glitter. But that is basically it. Once I put the bling wrap on, I am going to put everything together. I'm going to set my, I'm going to add some blue gems to the jars. I'm going to put in my fairy lights. I'm going to set my little flower bouquets on top of my jars. And you can feel free to glue yours down if you are so inclined. But because how they fit is really not necessary. So I hope that you would try this DIY. And here's your finished product. Stunning. It absolutely is stunning. The glitter is very vibrant. The flowers are just sitting on top, and that way I can go in and turn my fairy lights on and off. I can change the gems if I want. And as I stated, my tea light holders are not glued down, so that in the event that I want to change up the look, I can. And here is a view with the lights off, just so you can see just how stunning it is. You can see the lights bouncing off those blue gems. And here's another look. In this look, I used only one of the tea light holders. I used the tallest one. The two smaller tea light holders are off to the side, stuffed with a carnation, just because I didn't have any candles on hand. But you can see just how versatile this look is. You could use all 3 pieces. You could use it as 6 pieces. You could just mix it and match it however you would like. But I thank you for watching. I hope that you will try it. Please, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you'll know when new videos drop. And until we meet again, peace.